students need to understand how to forge a successful career in the semiconductor industry. This high-tech field is fascinating and vital in shaping the future of technology. Today, we will explore the critical skills, diverse job roles, and key responsibilities within this industry, offering insights and advice for those aspiring to join this exciting field. The semiconductor industry demands a unique blend of skills. On the technical front, you will need a solid understanding of electronics and the science of circuits, skills in computer-aided design, CAD, and knowledge of semiconductor fabrication processes. However, more than technical skills is needed. Management abilities like project management, team leadership, and effective communication are essential. These skills ensure smooth operations, from design to production, and effective team collaboration. The semiconductor industry is also diverse, offering a range of career paths. Design engineers focus on creating semiconductor layouts, employing their technical know-how to innovate and improve efficiency. Process engineers specialize in manufacturing, overseeing the complex processes of semiconductor fabrication. On the other hand, quality assurance engineers play a crucial role in ensuring the reliability and performance of semiconductor products. Beyond engineering, there are roles like project managers and business analysts who blend technical understanding with business acumen to drive projects and align products with market needs. Responsibilities in the semiconductor industry are as varied as the roles. Design engineers are tasked with developing new and efficient semiconductor designs, often requiring problem-solving skills and creativity. Meanwhile, fabrication engineers manage the manufacturing process, focusing on optimizing production and maintaining high standards. Quality assurance engineers are responsible for testing and ensuring that semiconductors meet stringent industry standards. Each role is critical, contributing to the overall success and innovation in the semiconductor sector. For those looking to enter this field, aligning your skills and education with the specific role you are interested in is vital. Engaging in internships and practical projects related to semiconductors can provide invaluable experience. Keeping abreast of the latest industry trends and technological advancements is also crucial. This proactive approach will prepare you for the specific responsibilities of your desired role and demonstrate your commitment and passion for the industry. To sum up, a career in the semiconductor industry is both challenging and rewarding, requiring a mix of technical and management skills, an understanding of the different roles available, and the readiness to take on specific responsibilities. With the proper preparation and mindset, you can make a significant impact in this field, driving technological innovation and contributing to the advancements of our digital world.